favorite videos on YouTube. I've got them, and more than likely, you have them too. Hi guys, I'm SL Michaels, and this is my channel, Becoming Authentic. And in this video today, I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite videos from one of my favorite AuthorTube channels, Self-Publishing with Dale. Hi everyone. Okay, so here we are at my desk, and we are going to watch my reaction to my favorite Dale L. Roberts video from Self-Publishing with Dale. And my favorite video, no, don't get me wrong, they're all awesome. All his videos, they're very informative. They are really good in helping everybody to get on track, get it together for, marketing, platforms, all of that. And I actually talk about his channel, Self-Publishing with Dale, in this video up here. See it? Go click on it. But this one right here is one of my just absolute favorites. I have it just in my in my likes and my YouTube, and I love it. It is just so funny, and I think once you see it, I think it'll probably be one of your favorites too. The name of it, and the title, is called Bad Book Reviews. Why Goodread reviews are the worst. And this one is just, he does 3 in the series, but this one, it's gotta be my favorite. Okay, and I do have some notes kind of in my head about it, and some I do, some I don't, with the reviews. But with the ones with reviews, then I'll talk about it. The ones that I don't, just, All right, here we go.
Yeah, bad book reviews. We're going to talk about them today, but instead of us going over to Amazon, that's too predictable. We're going to go, by a viewer request, over to the great wild unknown of Goodreads. Oh, you don't know what Goodreads are, and you don't know what the bad book reviews are like over there? You're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to today's video. Hey, I'm Dale L. Roberts, a best-selling author as well as a self-publishing advocate who wants to show you how to publish books that sell. And if you want that too, click the subscribe button, ring the bell notification icon, and switch it to all so that way you don't miss a single one of these videos. If you've been in this business of publishing books or writing them long enough, you know that eventually it's going to happen. Someone's going to give you a bad book review, and I've talked about it in a couple of other videos. And I've covered it over in Amazon, how it's kind of just a crazy, system. There's just a wild dumpster fire, and someone said, hey, have you ever looked into Goodreads, because they've got some really crazy reviews over there. And it got me thinking. I was like, why don't we check that out? So I called up my ever faithful assistant Ava Fails, and I said, Ava, I need you to see about going into Goodreads and find me the best of the worst. I want to see some that just leave you just laughing or just cringing. And boy, she did not disappoint. In fact, I've only just shown you half of this list. Maybe we'll show some later. If you want to see them, let me know in the comments. So here's the deal. Goodreads is kind of like a social media platform for book lovers. So those people that really enjoy reading books, this is kind of where they connect. It's like their forum right here. And fun fact, Amazon owns Goodreads. Right? Pretty crazy. And to a certain extent, there is some integration between Amazon and Goodreads. In fact, if you've got a Kindle device, you can get it to where it's synced up to Goodreads. So when you're reading it, it will let your profile know where you're at in a given book. So it'll say certain percentages. I'm going to show some of that here as we go through these reviews. More recently, something to think about is Amazon is starting to adopt a new system. Not only are they starting to bring in global reviews into one product page, they're now starting to allow the readers to just leave a star review with 0 justification. This is very much like what Goodreads is like. So someone can go in, read a book or not read a book over on Goodreads and just leave a rating, and they don't have to see a single thing. They don't have to justify it. If they want to put a 1 star, they're going to put a 1 star. If they want to put a 5 star, they can do it. They don't need to tell anybody anything. And that's why it's the great unknown going into Goodreads, because there's a lot of people that, can go in there and post whatever they like. This begs the question, since there is a relationship between Amazon and Goodreads, will we ever see a full migration of the Goodreads reviews over to the Amazon platform? Who knows? We're not going to talk about that in today's video, because I want to share with you 9 sizzling reviews that are just going to leave you laughing a little bit, cringing a bit, and of course just loosening up, because if you've ever gotten a bad book review, understand that you're not in it alone. So what's the deal with bad book reviews? Man, everyone gets them. Context is everything. Understand this, that you could put out this book and just put all your hard-earned time, money, energy, and attention into it, and it gets put out there and someone just lays into it. Just remember that the person who's posting that review, who knows what they're going through life. So rather than us worrying about what context it is, let's just go ahead and label some of these people. It's just upset, angry trolls. So let's start it out with The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. And this one actually was reviewed by Barry Pierce. He got about 64 likes on the platform for this. I am now stupider for reading this. I had to look this up really quick. I was like,
okay, guys, I have never read The Hunger Games. I have seen all the movies. I liked all the movies, but I haven't read the books. But really?
Stupid or stupider, and according to Grammarly, they say stupider is definitely something that is usable, but I don't know. You guys go ahead and weigh in on the comments down below. So what you will see inside this particular review is he actually went through and read this, because there's actually reading progress and it says that it is complete. So this dude went through and read the whole book and said he was stupider. My thought is, if you're getting probably 2 or 3 chapters deep and you're feeling stupid, dude, put the book down. You don't have to read it. It's not like it's required. You went and bought the book, I'm gonna have to read it all the way through. It's like a bad movie. If you don't like the movie, just get up and walk out of the theater, for crying out loud. No one's gonna think any less of you. I think less of you in the fact that you sat through and read the entire book and feel that you're stupider. Well, of course you're stupid. You sat through the whole stinking book and didn't like it and felt like you were getting dumber by the moment. The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. This review is by Ruth Bavetta. Now, I actually kind of had to go into her profile. Yeah, I was looking at you, Ruth. With this particular review, she got about 142 likes. So there's some people standing behind Ruth on this one. It's pretty funny to note. Sometimes you will see where the readers on Goodreads will shelve a book in some certain area, and they can make their own shelves. So Ruth decided to go ahead and shelve this into total crap. She did finish reading it, by the way. So it says inside her timeline, she finished reading it. Impossibly complicated plot. Really, really, really bad writing. This book was forced upon me. I should have known better. Okay, are we now in the day and age that terrorists go and put a gun to your head and force you to read a given book? Ruth, come on now. Use some more sense. You definitely seem like an intelligent woman. What exactly was being forced on you? If it was some type of friend or family, make them stand in the corner, okay? You don't need to punish this specific author because you just didn't like it. Again, seriously, do like what Barry should have done. Walk away from the book. You don't have to read the entire thing. There's no medal for you completing it.
Just walk away.
In fact, your only medal is the fact you're being shown on this video and people get to laugh at your expense. So remember how I was saying something about context? Well, context is super important, because I did a little bit of digging here on Ruth, and you actually will see she started and finished reading this book on January of 2006. She shelved it in September of 2007. Then she came back, shelved it as total crap in April 2007, and Ruth went out of her way to shelve a book that she'd finished a long time ago. So I went ahead and I clicked on her profile. I went ahead and visited, and Ruth seems like a spectacular woman. She actually is a poet and artist, and she's actually a published author. And here's something funny to note. Now, don't go look at my Goodreads because my ratings are pretty poor itself, but you'll see her average rating is about 3.39. Not great. It's about a little bit above average, if I were to say so. And this is out of about 1,897 ratings, as well as 503 reviews. Bitter much, Ruth? I don't think you should exact your revenge on other authors by giving up a bunch of low reviews. If you don't like a book, I doubt it was forced on you. Put it off the side, call it a day, read something worth your time. Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. This review is by simply Joe. And actually, if you go to his profile, it is, I am Joe Prince. La-di-da, we've got a prince here in the house. Well, this prince actually was able to get about 7,181 likes. Joe is on fire on Goodreads. I mean, literally on fire. People are loving what he's putting out. In fact, actually, he put the book into just some regular categories and shelves, but then he recommended it for idiots and people who enjoy bad dialogue. Save your time. Here's the entirety of Twilight in 20 dialogue snippets in a wiggity-whack intermission. First 200 pages. I like you, Edward. You shouldn't. I'm dangerous. I like you, Edward, but I'm dangerous. Next 50 pages. I'm a vampire. I like you, Edward, but I'm a vampire. I'm dangerous. I like you, Edward. Next 100 pages. I like you, Edward. You smell good, Bella. I'm dangerous. I like you, Edward. Damn, you smell good. I like you, Edward. Also, I glow in sunlight. Next 50 pages. A vampire baseball game. I wish I was kidding. Last 100 pages. Help me, Edward. I'm being chased. I'll save you. Help me, Edward. I'm scared. I'll save you. Oh, Edward, you smell good. 1/2 star for lack of quality and 1/2 star for being unintentionally hilarious, especially page 314. Wow, is that super specific. There were 896 comments, so it's not surprising that he had so many likes because there's a ton of engagement, and much like any other social media platform, the more engagement that you get, the more it attracts a crowd that Goodreads is going to send more people to this because they say, oh, there's something relevant about this particular book here. So reads this. So Joe actually started and finished reading on January of 2008. He shelved it on November of 2008. He came back November 6, 2017 to shelve it again. Joe, are you thirsty for attention very much?
Okay, so Twilight. When I saw this, yes. First of all, Dale deserves like 20 banana stickers for that little bit alone. I love it when he was just like, but I'm dangerous. That was just, I love it. That was just, I'm dangerous. Yeah. I loved it. It was so funny. And, but the thing is with the Twilight, I have never read the book. I've never read it. I've seen all the movies. And then after I've seen the movies, I read one book. And it was Breaking Dawn. And oh my gosh, I've said, and I could not keep up. And the reason why I couldn't keep up was because this book was written in like all these point of views. And I'm the worst with point of views. When, my book coming out, it's called, it's called The Synesthete. And I've written it in 2 point of views. I've written it in the female protagonist and the male protagonist. And I've just written in those 2 points of views. But this with Breaking Dawn was getting seriously ridiculous, y'all. It was like, I just could not do it. Now, here's the thing. I love the movies. And I was just, but, am I going to get on there and write reviews about how, like, this book was crap or I hated it? No, I'm not going to do that because I like the movies and I was, pretty sure, and I've seen a lot of, like, and I love on the DVDs, I love the extra features and all of that. So I saw how they kept pretty close to the book. And there's just some stories that are like, no, I'd rather watch the movie than read the book, really. And so yeah, that was just, oh my gosh. But like I said, I am not going to get on there and bash her, because it's like I said this. I've said, until you, reviewer, you go out, you think of an idea, you write it, and you have to write at least, if you want adult fiction, at least 100,000 words. If you go for fantasy, oh my gosh, we're talking like 150,000 words. You have to write it. It has to be interesting. All of the stuff. You have to make up all this stuff. You have to go out, spend your time, write it. Go out. Either try, and the big word, try, to get published. Traditional publishing, try to that. That is like mondo hard. And I actually would not suggest doing it, because I am now 2 books. I have my 2 books coming out, called The Synesthete and another one. I can't even say it anymore because they took my original. They have taken that book, ripped it apart. It's not my book anymore. And they've renamed it, rewritten everything. It's not my book. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do. So that's why with traditional publishing, they have all rights to that book. They can do that. Fine. So that's why I am pro self-publish. But off that tangent. So I just say, until you can do that, go out, and then go out, okay? Then go out and get self-published. Build a platform. Write that book. Go build a platform. Go try to, you have to get it read by beta readers to see if it's even good. And then you have to get it edited, formatted, book cover, on an aggregate company. Go out and spend all that money. Market that book. And then if you can sell as much as these people have done with, the Twilight, all of these. I don't know much about Hunger Games with their sales, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty popular to become a movie. Go out, try to do that. The Harry Potter series, which I know I can't really compare Harry Potter, but still, go out and try to do that. And there is one that I am not saying, because when I saw this review, I said, all right, they have trashed Twilight. I bet you anything there's going to be a 50 Shades of Grey on here, because as we all know the story, E.L. James loved Twilight, and so 50 Shades was her fan fiction of Twilight. So, and that is where, I don't know if it's her, I don't know why people hate her so much. I can't be the content, honestly. But so we're gonna, so that's just what, that was my, when I first saw this, I'm like, he's gotta have 50 Shades. You got to. You can't have Twilight without it. So here we go. Let's continue on.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This review is by Heather. 3 likes. I read this first when I was 11. Since then, for over 20 years, I cringe when people use my name in conversation and feel suspicious of their motives. Heather. Heather, what can I tell you? I mean, listen, Heather, I can't blame you. I mean, gosh, what's a Heather to do? Heather, what do you think? All joking aside, though, romance blossoms as you scroll down into the comments. You will see Barry and Heather hit it off because they share some of their social awkwardness with each other, and it kind of, it warms the heart. It's good to know that someone can probably leave a 1-star trolling review and find romance in the process. That's going to be the next hit rom-com. Just a little bit of advice for you, Heather. Kill the exclamation point. I don't think it's necessary for you to scream your name at people, especially in reviews. Life of Pi by Jan Martel. This review is by Jeanette and has roughly 13 likes. It wasn't quite as good as the last one we did, but it does have a little bit of juiciness to it. It was shelved under, started it, hated it. So we're off to a good start. We know this is going to be brutal. If I had wanted to read boring comparisons of animals in the wild versus animals in a zoo, I'd have picked up a zoology book, not a novel. This goes way up high on the list of stupidest books I have ever tried to enjoy. Kind of like our last reviewer, Jeanette actually has a little bit of a reviewer friendship blossom down inside the comments. And it's snarkiness for snarkiness. They're like, hey, I like to be snarky. Oh, me too. And oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, good for you too. Get a room. Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. This review is by Alex, just simply Alex, and it got 1 like. Alex, we see you. You're not supposed to like your own stinking reviews, dude. Come on, man. Book was trash. They didn't even make bacon or pork chops or anything like that. Crafted by a whole mess of vegans. Simply deplorable. Oh, I get it. Oh, you decided you're gonna, yeah, it was a funny joke. I get it. You actually scroll down to the comments and some people say, a little harsh, don't you think? Alex responds with, that begs the question that a wise woman once asked me, read that book and tell me it was good. That's not a question. Also, I have read the book. In fact, I very much enjoyed it as a child. I think you need to consider being a bit more open-minded. I'm sorry, you're right. The truth is that I suffer from a rare fear called arachnophobia. The book made me intensely uncomfortable, and what usually calms me down is eating some tender meat. Seeing that there was none in this book furthered my discomfort. We got a comedian in every crowd. Just, yeah. Again, as I mentioned before, context is everything, so sometimes if you just go and click on this reviewer's profile, you'll be able to see exactly what we're dealing with. And I gotta tell you that Alex's selfie game is on point. Yeah, there we go. We go click on this, and he got his hoodie pulled over his face, and it looks like he's wearing some headphones, and he's in his dirty bathroom taking a picture here. What a class act this Alex is. Here's the scary part. He's actually done 14 reviews, all with the history of being a complete and utter dick. And that segues perfectly into our next book, Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. This is an oldie but goodie. Man, I actually learned how to read on this specific book. Love the book to this day. But Calix doesn't agree with me on this one, and it actually got 1 like. I wonder if Alex and Calix are the same thing. And again, like Calix, Alex, you don't like your own thing. It just looks it looks sad. Let's just leave it without the likes. No vegan option. No vegan option. You got, maybe Calix doesn't know Alex because Calix is clearly a vegan and Alex is definitely a meat eater. Oh, yeah. Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak. Review by Voldemort. Yeah, that Voldemort. And see, I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, and I know that's what it's being referenced to. This actually has 1 like. Again, good Lord. Just don't like your own review, all right? It looks sad. All right, so with Voldemort, said, should be 0. 0! What this book taught me, being it's always fun. You learn to order around other freaks, and at the same time, your lovely mother will be so proud she'll cook a warm supper as reward. What was the author thinking? Okay, so we scroll on down, we'll see exactly the reading pattern for this person. It was read originally January 2013. Shelved in children's literature in November 2013. He was a jackass and came back to shelve it about a year later in September 2014 in If Bought, Dump in Toilet Quickly and for Children, because there's nothing like putting into a category for children and if bought, throw into a toilet. Yeah, makes sense. I've got 1 more doozy of a bad book review. If you're enjoying some of this stuff, let me know inside the comments, and of course, smash that like. Turn it blue, hit it an odd number of times if you want to. It's kind of like a game, it's fun. See if you can hit it about 5 times so it turns blue. It's fun. The shade starts to go a little darker after a while. So I've taken it pretty easy on you. I've given you some really short ones, but believe it or not, there are some people on this platform of Goodreads that really like to write a lot. And this next one's no exception. It's actually 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James.
I told you. I called it. They were going to do a 50 Shades of Grey. Here we go, guys. This one is a doozy. Get ready.
The review is by Katrina Pasick Lumsden. There's no like feature on this one, and it might have something to do with the length, or it could have something to do with the fact that she is actually considered, I think, the number 56 Goodreads reviewer. Yeah, that's right. She's among the top 100 reviewers on this platform, and she has this long post. And it's long. What in the hell just happened? Did I really read that? Oh my God. This is a giant mess of a human being, and she's insecure to the point of it being laughable. Klutzy, even though she only trips twice in the entire book, and a complete certain there hasn't been a woman this naive since around about 1954. She flushes constantly, and on several occasions referred to hoo-hoo naughty place as down there. Christian Grey. Christian is a misogynist, self-loathing, abusive piece of apparently his only redeeming qualities suspicions were confirmed a few pages later when Anna admits that any sympathy she feels for her sick friend is unwelcome. The thing that made the first 4% of this book tolerable was the fact that I read it aloud to my younger brother, and his frequent commentary was amusingly Grey. From the beginning, anytime an author tries to sell me on the character's charm, shut up! And this goes on, and this goes on, and this goes on, to where she actually goes and writes down the number of word count of all the oh my's, the craps, the Jesus, the holy whatever it might be, the woes, the gasps, the sharp intake of breath, the murmurs, the murmur, all this stuff. This woman took the time to painstakingly go through, fall on the sword for you so you could find out all of this for yourself. Katrina's profile has 3,866 ratings, averaging 2.96 stars, and she's left 1,748 reviews. Her average stars is below 3. Katrina, you're not fooling anybody. You seem to be a very jaded and hateful person that wants to spend your time trolling about on someone's publication when you could probably just go ahead and write it yourself, because clearly you just wrote an entire book when it should have just been just a short review. This book's terrible. It says too many things that I don't like. End of story. Instead, you probably spent hours finding all the right gifts, counting every single last one of the things that you considered infractions with an E.L. James publication. Shut up. If you actually zoom in on her profile, here's our context, because she even says in her very wordy bio that she's political left-leaner, feminist, and all-around uppity. I would probably have a PhD in sarcasm were such a thing to exist. What? You're sarcastic? I didn't get that. That's gonna wrap it up for about all these Goodreads reviews. You know, actually, I've done some bad book reviews before, and you know, just take it easy on yourself. If someone like this Katrina goes and trolls you, hey, look, at least they're paying attention to you and they got your book, you got their money. And you find out some more reviews down in this very next video here, where it's running a little bit more rampant over on Amazon. I'll see you in this very next video where we're gonna go ahead and...
So that's gonna conclude it with this one. I hope you guys liked this video. I know I did. It's one of my favorites. And I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite Dale L. Roberts self-publishing with Dale video? If you don't have one, try to go find one and let me know in the comments. And here's what I want you to do. Go click on his channel. I have a link down below. And when you find a video, here's what you're going to do. You're going to scroll through his videos. Now, you are not going to go clicking willy-nilly on videos, get halfway, I don't like it, and stop. No. Please do not do that. Because it messes up with the YouTube algorithm, and it's not nice. And I really beg of you, please don't do that to me as well. It's not good. It's not nice. YouTube, they go crazy, and it's not good for it's not good for us. So if you're looking for a video, read it. And before you click on that video, make sure this is a video you are going to sit and watch. Because I talked to Dale. And if you do that, I'm going to find you and I'm going to call you out. Don't let me call you out. Don't do that. So, if you haven't subscribed already to my channel, please subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss any other videos. This one was just kind of a fun thing I've been wanting to do. I love Dale and his channel and what he does. He's just is awesome, and he's becoming a really, really, really great friend, guys. So please, please, please get on there, subscribe and like, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.